Ladies, listen carefully, because what I'm about to say may be hard to believe, but it could explain why your skin seems to be aging faster every year, even when you're doing everything right. Many senior women are unknowingly accelerating collagen loss through everyday food habits that feel normal, comforting, and completely out of control. These foods don't just add calories, they silently weaken firmness, thin the skin, and speed up visible aging without warning. After 50, your body doesn't lose collagen randomly or overnight. What truly changes is how your body reacts to certain everyday foods that drive chronic inflammation, blood sugar spikes, dehydration, and poor circulation, all of which accelerate collagen breakdown. When these foods are eaten regularly for years, they weaken tissue structure, slow repair, and push the body into faster biological aging. This leaves many senior women confused, still trusting foods they believed were harmless, without realizing those choices work directly against collagen and firmness. I'm Dr. Eliza Hart, a board-certified obstetrician and gynecologist with over 15 years of experience in women's health and hormonal wellness. If this message resonates with you, subscribe to the channel and comment the country you're watching from, so I can see how far this guidance is reaching. Please stay until the end, because I have a small but powerful surprise that can change how you approach this topic. Now let's begin with the first everyday food quietly damaging collagen. 1. French fries and fried chicken. Heat-damaged oils that destroy collagen. Before we discuss sugar or alcohol, it is important to begin with one of the most normalized eating habits in American culture: fried foods. French fries and fried chicken are often treated as comfort foods or occasional indulgences, especially among senior women who believe moderation makes them harmless. The real issue, however, is not the potato or the chicken itself, but the oils used during deep frying and how they behave under extreme heat. From a medical standpoint, repeatedly heated oils undergo chemical changes that create advanced glycation end products and oxidative byproducts. A study published in the Journal of the American College of Nutrition found that regular consumption of fried foods significantly increased inflammatory markers and accelerated collagen breakdown, particularly in adults over 50. At this stage of life, collagen repair slows dramatically, meaning the damage accumulates faster and lasts longer. These heat-damaged oils trigger low-grade inflammation that quietly activates enzymes responsible for breaking down collagen fibers. Over time, this contributes to visible sagging along the jawline, thinning skin on the arms, and a loss of firmness that no cream can fully correct. Fried foods also impair microcirculation, limiting oxygen and nutrient delivery to fibroblasts, the cells responsible for maintaining collagen strength. The good news is that protection does not require eliminating familiar foods entirely, but choosing safer preparations. Instead of French fries, senior women can opt for oven-roasted potatoes, sweet potatoes or carrots tossed lightly in olive oil and baked until golden. Air-fried potatoes using avocado oil are another option that preserves texture without creating harmful oxidation. Rather than fried chicken, grilled chicken breast, baked chicken thighs, or slow-roasted turkey provide the same protein support without damaging collagen. Salmon, sardines, and trout prepared by baking or gentle pan-searing offer additional benefits through omega-3 fatty acids, which actively reduce inflammation. Practical change also means reducing frequency. Replacing fried meals with these alternatives just 3 to 4 times per week lowers inflammatory stress and allows collagen repair to stabilize. Cooking at home, more often avoiding reused frying oils and keeping heat at moderate levels, further reduce oxidative damage. Pairing meals with leafy greens like spinach, arugula, or broccoli supports circulation and tissue recovery. Once senior women understand that heat-damaged oils quietly weaken collagen from within, these small substitutions become powerful tools. And as we move forward, you'll see that some everyday foods damage collagen not through heat, but through chronic inflammation, making their effects just as harmful in a very different way. 2. Bacon and sausage, processed meats and chronic inflammation. At first glance, bacon and sausage feel almost harmless, especially when they appear as part of a familiar breakfast routine. For many senior women in the U.S., these foods represent convenience, tradition, and comfort rather than risk. Yet what makes processed meats problematic is not their taste or protein content, but the chemical burden they place on the body over time. From a medical standpoint, bacon and sausage are preserved with nitrates, nitrites, and high levels of sodium compounds that are strongly linked to chronic low-grade inflammation. Research published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition has shown that frequent consumption of processed meats is associated with increased inflammatory markers and accelerated connective tissue breakdown, particularly in older adults. After 50, when estrogen declines and tissue repair slows, this inflammatory environment becomes especially damaging to collagen stability. Inflammation acts like a silent switch. It activates enzymes known as matrix metalloproteinases, which actively degrade collagen fibers faster than the body can replace them. This process does not cause immediate symptoms, which is why many women are unaware it is happening. Over time, however, it contributes to thinning skin, loss of firmness, joint stiffness, and slower recovery from everyday stressors. Unlike acute inflammation, this type of damage builds quietly meal after meal. There is also the issue of circulation and fluid balance. High sodium intake encourages water retention while impairing microvascular function, reducing the steady flow of nutrients needed to support collagen-producing cells. The result is tissue that feels less resilient and skin that appears dull and fatigued, even when hydration and skincare routines are consistent. Reducing this impact does not require eliminating breakfast foods altogether, but choosing cleaner protein sources. Instead of bacon or sausage senior, women can rotate in eggs prepared without processed meats, grilled turkey breast, baked chicken sausage with minimal additives, or Greek yogurt for a protein-rich start to the day. Plant-based options such as lentils, chickpeas, or beans seasoned with herbs also support collagen without triggering inflammation. Another effective strategy is limiting frequency rather than focusing on perfection. Reserving processed meats for occasional use while prioritizing fresh proteins most days of the week significantly lowers inflammatory load. Reading labels, carefully choosing nitrate-free options, and pairing meals with potassium-rich foods like spinach or avocado can further offset sodium stress. Once women understand how chronic inflammation from processed meats quietly erodes collagen strength, it becomes easier to make intentional swaps. And as we continue, you'll see that the next category of foods undermines collagen through an entirely different mechanism, one tied closely to blood sugar balance rather than inflammation alone. 3. White bread and white pasta, refined carbs, and the glycation trap. Unlike fried foods or processed meats, white bread and white pasta rarely raise suspicion. They are familiar, affordable, and often labeled as light or easy to digest, which is why many senior women continue to rely on them daily. The concern is not indulgence, but repetition. When refined carbohydrates become a routine staple, they quietly create the perfect environment for collagen damage. Medically refined grains are rapidly converted into glucose, causing sharp blood sugar spikes. These spikes trigger a process called glycation, in which excess sugar binds to collagen fibers and makes them stiff, fragile, and far less elastic. Research published in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism shows that glycation accelerates connective tissue aging, particularly in adults over 50, whose glucose regulation is already less efficient. Once collagen becomes glycated, it loses its ability to stretch and recover regardless of how much protein or skincare support is added. What makes this especially problematic after menopause is the loss of estrogen's protective effect. Estrogen once helped regulate insulin sensitivity and repair damaged collagen, but after 50, those safeguards weaken. Over time, repeated glycation contributes not only to skin thinning and deeper lines, but also to joint stiffness and slower tissue repair throughout the body. This is why many women feel as though their body has become less resilient even without significant weight gain. The solution does not require eliminating carbohydrates, but choosing forms that digest more slowly and stabilize blood sugar. Instead of white bread, senior women can switch to whole grain bread with visible grains, sprouted grain bread, or sourdough made from whole wheat. White pasta can be replaced with brown rice, pasta, lentil pasta, chickpea pasta, or quinoa, all of which provide fiber and protein that reduce glucose spikes. Another practical adjustment is portion timing. Eating carbohydrates alongside protein and healthy fats, such as fish eggs, olive oil, or avocado, slows absorption and reduces glycation stress. Even small changes like reducing refined carbs to one meal per day, rather than every meal, can significantly lower long-term collagen damage. Before moving on, I want to hear from you. Comment 1. If white bread or white pasta is something you still eat regularly, and comment 0 if you've already started cutting back. Your response helps me understand where you are on this journey, and as we continue, you'll see that the next food damages collagen not through sugar or inflammation, but through a more subtle process involving hydration and cellular stress. 4. Alcohol, wine, and cocktails, dehydration and collagen suppression. For many senior women, a glass of wine in the evening feels like a well-earned ritual, a way to relax, socialize, or mark the end of a long day. Because alcohol is often associated with moderation and enjoyment, its long-term effects on collagen are rarely considered. The issue is not occasional celebration, but how regularly alcohol places the body under subtle, repeated stress. From a medical perspective, alcohol is a powerful dehydrating agent. It suppresses antidiuretic hormone, increasing fluid loss at the cellular level. Collagen fibers depend on adequate hydration to remain flexible and resilient, and when tissues are chronically dehydrated, collagen becomes weaker and more prone to breakdown. Studies in alcohol research, current reviews have shown that regular alcohol intake reduces collagen synthesis while increasing oxidative stress, particularly in aging tissues, where repair capacity is already diminished. After 50, this effect becomes more pronounced. The liver processes alcohol more slowly, allowing inflammatory byproducts to circulate longer in the bloodstream. At the same time, alcohol interferes with the absorption and utilization of vitamin C, zinc, and B vitamins, all of which are essential for collagen production. Over time, this combination leads to thinner tissue structure, slower healing, and a noticeable loss of firmness that cannot be corrected externally. Alcohol also disrupts sleep architecture, reducing deep restorative sleep, where collagen repair is most active. Many women notice waking with dull skin puffiness or deeper facial lines after drinking, even if the amount feels modest. This is not a coincidence, but a reflection of impaired overnight tissue recovery. Reducing collagen damage does not require complete abstinence, but intentional limits. Choosing alcohol-free days during the week gives the body time to rehydrate and restore repair pathways. When drinking does occur, alternating each glass with water and consuming alcohol alongside meals helps reduce dehydration and oxidative load. Stopping alcohol intake at least 3 hours before bedtime further protects sleep-related collagen repair. Replacing evening drinks with non-alcoholic options can also make a meaningful difference. Sparkling water with lemon or berries herbal teas, such as chamomile or rooibos or tart cherry juice diluted with water, provide relaxation without suppressing collagen synthesis. These alternatives support hydration and, in some cases, improve sleep quality. Once senior women recognize how alcohol quietly interferes with collagen repair rather than supporting relaxation, as intended adjustments become easier to sustain. And as we continue, the next category reveals how even drinks labeled as sugar-free can undermine collagen through an entirely different pathway. 5. Diet soda and sugar-free drinks. Hormonal disruption after menopause. Many senior women turn to diet soda or sugar-free drinks with the belief that they are making a smarter choice. These beverages promise sweetness without calories, control without sacrifice, and a sense of discipline that feels reassuring after 50. The problem is that what they remove in sugar, they often replace with compounds that quietly interfere with hormonal balance and collagen maintenance. From a medical perspective, artificial sweeteners such as aspartame, sucralose, and acesulfame potassium can disrupt insulin signaling and alter gut-brain communication. Research published in endocrine reviews has shown that non-nutritive sweeteners may increase insulin resistance and promote low-grade inflammation even in the absence of sugar. After menopause, when estrogen no longer stabilizes metabolic responses, this disruption becomes more pronounced and directly affects collagen synthesis and tissue repair. Hormonal imbalance plays a critical role here. Artificial sweeteners can confuse the body's glucose response, leading to repeated insulin fluctuations that increase cortisol and inflammatory signaling. Over time, this environment suppresses fibroblast activity, the very cells responsible for producing and maintaining collagen. Many women notice this as skin that feels thinner, less resilient, and slower to recover, despite avoiding sugar altogether. There is also the issue of mineral depletion. Diet sodas often contain phosphoric acid, which can interfere with calcium and magnesium balance. These minerals are essential for cellular stability and connective tissue health. When intake is consistently disrupted, collagen structure weakens from the inside, affecting not just the skin but joints and supporting tissues as well. Reducing this impact starts with rethinking what sugar-free really means. Instead of diet soda, senior women can choose sparkling water flavored with fresh citrus, cucumber, or mint, which provides refreshment without hormonal interference. Unsweetened iced herbal teas, green tea, or lightly brewed black tea offer flavor while supporting antioxidant defenses. For those who crave sweetness, adding a small splash of pomegranate juice or berry juice to water creates balance without overwhelming insulin pathways. Another helpful adjustment is gradually reducing reliance rather than stopping abruptly. Diluting diet drinks with ice or water, or alternating them with plain water during the day, lowers exposure while allowing taste preferences to reset. Over time, many women find their cravings naturally decrease, once it becomes clear that sugar-free does not mean collagen-safe. These substitutions feel less like restriction and more like protection. And as we move forward, the next food category reveals how certain fats once marketed as healthy can quietly impair circulation and accelerate collagen aging in unexpected ways. 6. Margarine and vegetable shortening, trans fats, and poor skin circulation. For decades, margarine and vegetable shortening were marketed as healthier alternatives to butter, especially for women trying to protect their hearts and manage weight. Many senior women grew up trusting these products, using them daily for cooking, baking, and spreading without questioning their long-term effects. The concern today is not tradition, but what these industrial fats do to circulation and collagen support after 50. From a medical standpoint, margarine and vegetable shortening often contain trans fats or highly refined vegetable oils that disrupt vascular function. Studies published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition have shown that trans fats impair endothelial health, reducing blood vessel flexibility and limiting microcirculation. Collagen-producing cells depend on steady oxygen and nutrient delivery, and when circulation is compromised, collagen repair slows significantly. After menopause, this issue becomes more pronounced. Estrogen once helped maintain healthy blood flow and protected connective tissue from oxidative stress. When estrogen declines, the body becomes far more sensitive to circulatory damage caused by poor quality fats. Over time, reduced blood flow leads to weaker collagen fibers, drier tissue, and a gradual loss of skin firmness that topical products cannot reverse. Another overlooked factor is inflammation. Refined vegetable fats promote inflammatory signaling that activates collagen-degrading enzymes. Unlike acute inflammation, this process develops quietly and persists for years. Many women notice that their skin appears dull, their hands look thinner, or their recovery from minor injuries takes longer without realizing that daily fat choices are contributing to the problem. Improving collagen support starts with replacing damaged fats rather than eliminating fats altogether. Instead of margarine or shortening, senior women can cook with extra virgin olive oil, avocado oil, or small amounts of grass-fed butter, all of which support healthier circulation. For baking options such as olive oil-based recipes, coconut oil in moderation or mashed avocado provide structure without impairing blood flow. Practical change also involves awareness of labels. Choosing products labeled no trans fats is helpful, but reading ingredient lists for partially hydrogenated oils offers better protection. Reducing reliance on packaged baked goods and preparing meals at home allows greater control over fat quality. Once women understand that collagen relies on circulation as much as nutrition, these adjustments feel purposeful rather than restrictive. And with circulation restored, collagen finally receives the oxygen and nutrients it needs to maintain strength. As we move toward the final section, the focus shifts from what to avoid to how senior women can protect collagen consistently without stress or extreme dietary rules. 7. How senior women can protect collagen without stress. After hearing about the foods that quietly damage collagen, many senior women feel overwhelmed, worried that protecting their skin and tissue health will require strict rules or dramatic changes. In reality, collagen protection after 50 is not about perfection or deprivation, but about reducing daily pressure on the body, so natural repair mechanisms can function again. From a medical perspective, collagen loss accelerates when the body is under constant metabolic stress. Inflammation, blood sugar, instability, dehydration, and poor circulation all compete for the same repair resources. When these stressors are reduced, collagen-producing cells regain the ability to stabilize and rebuild even later in life. This is why consistency matters far more than intensity, especially for women navigating postmenopausal hormonal shifts. One of the most effective strategies is simplifying food choices rather than micromanaging them. Prioritizing whole foods that are minimally processed reduces inflammatory burden automatically. Meals built around vegetables, clean proteins such as fish, poultry, eggs, or legumes, and healthy fats like olive oil create an internal environment where collagen breakdown slows naturally. This approach works not because it is trendy, but because it removes the triggers that interfere with tissue repair. Hydration also plays a central role. Drinking water consistently throughout the day, rather than in large amounts at once, helps collagen fibers remain flexible and resilient. Adding mineral-rich foods such as leafy greens, cucumbers, berries, and citrus supports electrolyte balance without supplementation. Gentle movement like daily walking or stretching further improves circulation, ensuring collagen cells receive oxygen and nutrients. Even short bouts of movement after meals can noticeably improve blood flow and nutrient delivery. Another key principle is frequency awareness. It is not necessary to avoid damaging foods forever, but reducing how often they appear in the week makes a measurable difference. Many women benefit from a simple guideline of reserving higher-risk foods for social occasions while keeping daily meals collagen supportive. This removes guilt, reduces stress hormones, and makes long-term habits sustainable. Sleep and stress management should not be overlooked. Deep sleep is when collagen repair is most active and chronic stress hormones actively suppress tissue regeneration. Establishing consistent sleep routines, limiting late-night stimulation, and practicing calming evening rituals help the body prioritize repair over survival. Creating a predictable evening wind-down signals safety to the nervous system and supports overnight tissue renewal. When senior women shift their focus from strict avoidance to gentle protection, collagen health becomes easier to maintain. These small, steady adjustments create a foundation where the body can age more slowly, more comfortably, and with greater confidence without constant effort or fear around food choices. As we close, remember this collagen loss after 50 is not random, and it is not something you are powerless against. For most senior women, faster aging comes from everyday food habits that quietly increase inflammation, disrupt hormones, destabilize blood sugar, and weaken circulation. When these daily pressures are reduced, the body often regains its ability to protect and stabilize collagen even later in life. This is not about fear or strict food rules. It is about awareness, balance, and consistency. Small changes repeated calmly over time are far more effective than extreme restriction. When the body feels supported instead of stressed, aging slows and resilience improves. If this video has been helpful, a small donation can support the growth of this channel and help us continue sharing science-based guidance for senior women. Please like, share, and subscribe for more trusted content on senior women's health. Thank you for watching and taking care of yourself.